Alrighty, on to my next project. My birthday gift to myself crochet project. That's the next project. I just finished my over the garden wall Wirt cape last night at 11 p.m. and I'm already starting the next one. What else am I gonna do? I've been kind of debating what to make for my birthday. The first idea was I do have this really cool crochet book which has like all these like 3D granny squares, and I was kind of thinking about that, but then I'm like, no, Michelle. I bought a pattern from my crochet friend Just the Worsted in August. Early August, like August the 8th, somewhere around that time. Early August. Okay, currently it is October the 25th. Also, when I bought that pattern, I bought the yarn. It's been in the trailer. I've had this yarn since August, and I think it's about time I actually do something with it. This project is going to take a lot of my time. How much time? Probably 2 weeks, because the last pattern I've done by her, which was gorgeous, it was this green top. I'm like, it's a short sleeve. I can get it done in a week. I was stressed out. I did not think that I was gonna get it done. I got it done, but I was stressed. And so this time I'm giving myself 2 weeks to work on this project. This project is actually a Tunisian crochet project. I have not done Tunisian crochet in many moons. It's actually how I learned how to crochet, was Tunisian, and when you do Tunisian, I tend to use my left hand a lot, and I think that's why I'm always like throwing over my yarn, and people will look at me and be like, that's an interesting way to crochet. I'm like, I don't know how else to do it. And I think that stems from me learning Tunisian crochet first when I was like 17, 18 years old. You know, going back to the very beginning, it's Tunisian crochet time. The pattern, here is hers. Here is her finished pattern. I think it's called Meet Me at the Ice Cream Shop. Love the colors. These were kind of the colors that I was considering going for, but then when I went to, of course, the Creative Knitter, where else do you think I'm gonna get my yarn now? So when I went there, I was talking to Stephanie about like what yarn I should use, and then she showed me this really beautiful yarn. This yarn right here. It is called Hayfield Bonus DK Extra Value. I got them in the color chocolate and fox. And so when I saw these two together, I'm like, these are the color palette that I am going to use because I think that they are gorgeous. My battery's dying and I don't have a replacement, so let's just get going. These are the colors that I'm going to use because I wanted it to be for the fall. I wanted to wear it in the fall. It is the end of October. I didn't really get that chance. However, September was really warm, so who knows if I would have worn it that month anyways. But anyways, I want to wear this for my birthday. My birthday is on November the 16th, and I don't know if this video is going to come out a week before my birthday or the day after my birthday because it's on a Saturday. We'll see how this project goes. If it takes longer, it's going to come out after my birthday. If I get it done sooner, it's gonna come out before. If you're new to my channel and you like crocheting and like the 80s and old man things and grandpa vibes, hit the subscribe button. Now her version is a short sleeve, and I think I'm gonna make it a long sleeve, and we'll see how that goes. I also think I'm gonna change up the pattern a little bit, just how it sits. Let's start working on this project now. And I'll show you the crochet hook. I don't have it with me, but it's a different hook, so we'll go over that in the house because I don't have it with me, because I forget things a lot. But anyways, let's start this project. These are the 3 parts of my crochet hook. This is Tunisian crochet, so it is a little bit different than regular crochet. You might have seen these hooks here. This is like a traditional, typical type of Tunisian crochet hook. I personally don't like using these just because they're really awkward to hold. Now, this is the one that I'm gonna be using. Each of these I had to buy separately. This is the crochet hook I'm gonna use. Unfortunately, I cannot use my favorite hook because it won't work. And down here, it just has the little screw. This gets screwed onto here, and if you knit, you might be familiar with this because you can actually use these for knitting needles. So you'd put your one knitting needle here and then you put your other knitting needle there. Now the one that I got, this one here, like this part here, it swivels, and I really like the swivel one. There is another one that this is actually red and it doesn't swivel, and I bought that one first, and when I was trying to use it, I just didn't like how stiff it was, whereas this, it does have some movement. And then this will go at the end of this cable, so that way when I'm crocheting, my project does not slip off at the end. I'm gonna put this together to show you how it works. So this gets screwed on to the end, and then this part gets screwed on to the other end. Now, And sometimes when I do use it, you just have to be careful because this sometimes gets caught on the yarn and it starts twisting off. So you just got to keep an eye out for that. And sometimes this will get like caught in a blanket. Like I crochet in bed. Sometimes it gets caught in a blanket and it also untwists itself. So you just got to look out for that. This cable is 30 inches or 75 centimeters long, and you can get them in different lengths. I do have a shorter one, but because this is a sweater project, I need the really long cable for this. This is how far I've gotten. It's 90 stitches across. Part of me is like, oh, it's way too wide. And like, no, once you close it up and everything, it's gonna be a little bit smaller, but also I do want it to be a little oversized if possible. I went to Crochet Club today and I think I started here. This much is what I got done in 2 hours. Tunisian crochet, especially this pattern, is not for the faint of heart. It does take a while. I also messed up right here, but this might be the back, it might be the front. We'll see how many more times I mess up, but it's fine. I was not gonna go back because it takes so long. Maybe I should have. I mean, it's fine. Basically for Tunisian crochet, it's kind of like you're doing the same row twice, whereas I would go one row and that'd be one row for crocheting. But this one, it's one row this way, and then I gotta go back and then I go to the next row. Basically takes twice as long to do as regular crocheting, but I am an absolute love with how this looks. It looks very retro. You know what this looks like? This looks like your grandma's couch in the basement. Love it. It goes pretty fast once you get the hang of it, and I really enjoy Tunisian crochet. That's a little update. Hopefully I'll be further along tomorrow or the next day or something. But yeah, I really love this pattern. All right, I got an update for y'all on the sweater. I got this far. It's pretty far. Half a panel. This is what it looks like right now. Very much like houndstooth. Absolutely love it. Do I think I probably should have went with a thicker yarn? Yes, I do. But at the time when I bought the yarn and I bought the pattern at the same time, I'm like, oh, like I want to do whatever the pattern has told me to do. And then I diverged and I'm not doing that anymore. I had to learn the stitch. So I paid good money to learn how to do this. So again, I will be linking the pattern in the description if you also want to go purchase it. This is going to be the back panel. I have already made a mistake. And at the time, I'm like, it's not going to be that noticeable. I don't care. It's not, but I noticed it and I should have went back. It's fine. If it happens again, I will be fixing it. This is what the back looks like, which I think it looks just as cool. It almost looks like knitting. I don't knit a lot, so to me it looks like knitting. To anyone who knits, probably like, that doesn't look like knitting at all. Well, to me, this looks like knitting. This is how far I've gotten. It does take a while, but then once you get the hang of it and you just keep going, you know, it's not so bad. So this is gonna be the back panel one because I did make that mistake, but also I really wanna see how it looks in a square, and then that way I can make the neckline where I think I need to make it once this one's done, because the front piece is going to be exactly like this, except somewhere there is going to be a square opening where I'm going to put like a nice collar. Now with this, I was debating whether or not I wanted to do ribbing at the bottom. I'm going to do ribbing at the bottom. Okay, of course I'm going to do ribbing at the bottom, which means I don't have to make this as tall as I need to, because then the ribbing is going to take up some space. I'm actually looking forward to doing ribbing, which you would have never thought that phrase would have come out of my mouth, but it did. I'm excited to do the ribbing because the ribbing is faster than doing this. Is this beautiful? Yes. Am I gonna love it? Who knows how it's gonna fit, but probably yes. I'm just really excited to see how it looks done. I do have to admit, it is a little boring because it's the same thing back and forth, but the last time I did a project that I also considered boring was that wavy sweater, and it is my most worn sweater. I wear that sweater the most out of all of the things that I have ever crocheted, and it was the most boringest thing I've ever crocheted. So I'm kind of hoping that the same thing will be true to this, because it is gorgeous. It is also very stiff and very thick, which I was not expecting. It is a DK weight, so that's why I'm thinking maybe I should have went with a thicker material, because if it was going to be thick anyways, I don't think it mattered. I don't think I can finish this panel today. If I could, oh my goodness, that would be amazing, but I also have to do some like editing and like other things, and I did do some crocheting today. I think I got maybe this much done. If I could get maybe this much, like from here to my finger done today, I would also appreciate that. Really need to hustle on getting that done. I was doing so well. I got this part on the second panel, which will be the front panel, and then I saw this and I forgot to do that. I skipped that one, which means I have to take everything off that I just did and then take all of the brown off back to that, and I don't know if I want to do that, but I have to. Yeah, I have to take it all apart, which I don't want to do. All right, I can continue and redo that line now, so. Yay. After like figuring out the technique, it's going a lot faster now. But what I do like is now that like one panel is done, I know where to stop. Like I always say this, but it's like when you do your first one, it's just like you don't know how far to go, you know? And then when you go to your second one, you're like, okay, well, I know how far to go. What I like doing is I do like using this little tracker. I put a fun, cute little sticker on the back. So I do like using this stitch counter because then like I can see my goal. I know I have to do 30 rows of the orange, and so every time I do an orange row I click it, and so when this number hits 30 I know I'm done. Well, I know that that's when I have to start doing the arms. It is nice having a little goal set. I'm at 13 right now and I need to do 30, but it is going a lot faster now that I know the technique and I'm accustomed to it. I am almost done. The first orange and the brown, I have a little bit more just because I started with orange like on the bottom. I did roll one up, this one here. My sister did use this for a project she was doing. This is what it looks like, and she said when she was crocheting and she left it in this form, it got tangled a lot, so I rolled mine up into a ball, but I do that anyways. Like if I know I'm going to use the whole thing, I roll it up because it's so much easier to put in a bowl, right? And I can even use my new yarn bowl. Where did I put that? I'll find it. Anyways, that's just a little update right now. I'm really hoping, I don't think I can get to 30 rows today. I would love to though. Like I would love to get to 30 rows today. Yeah, that's the update. Look how cute Totoro's being. She's being so sweet, although she keeps sitting on all of my yarn, and she likes to sit on this too. That's the end cord of my crochet hook. Also, she knows that I'm filming. That's why she wants to sit here now. She's a little baby. I'm just crocheting, minding my own business, and then see Totoro. And she's got my yarn on her head. She's just like, why is this happening to me? Oh, little Totoro. Let me take... Yeah, she's also holding onto the yarn. So, yeah. I'm finally at the point where I can start doing the arms. Or not arms. The neck opening, so like it's gonna go up this way and it's gonna go up this way, and then right here is gonna be a neck opening. At this point here, there's 30 rows of orange and 30 rows of brown, which means there are 60 rows in total, and now I have to do 5 more rows of orange and 5 more rows of brown, which is 10 more rows. I just have to figure out how far in to go because I have to go like this and then like back, so those won't take too long. Thank goodness. Then I gotta do the other one and then we'll go from there. We got the back panel done. Look at this. Look at how pretty this is. Is that upside down? It's upside down. Look how pretty this is. Looks like houndstooth. Love it. Yesterday, I was able to get the last few rows done this way and one of these done. So it's gonna go like this. So I don't know if I'm gonna follow the pattern and do the type of collar that they have in the pattern, or I might just do like ribbing, like this type of sweater. I don't know yet. So that's for future Michelle to figure out. I've also come to the dilemma that I don't know if I'm gonna make it a sweater anymore. And it's not that I don't have enough time. I feel like I can make the sweater if I want to make the sweater. It's just the stitch itself is very dense, and I don't know if I'm gonna feel comfortable having such a dense sleeve. You know what I mean? So what I think I'm gonna do is today finish this front panel, obviously finish the front panel, and then I think I'm gonna start the sleeves. I'm gonna make them the width that I was gonna make them anyways, but I think I'll start and just go for like the shorter sleeve and see how that looks. And if I decide, you know what, I wanna go with the longer sleeve, then I can just carry on. If not, I can just cut it and move on to the second sleeve, because like I like the idea of a sweater, but then I like the idea of a short sleeve. Kind of where I am right now. I don't know if I want it to be a long sleeve or a short sleeve yet. I feel like I probably should have known this, but I didn't, and I don't, and that's on me. Figure that out. Front and back panels are now done, and now I'm working on the sleeve. I've decided to do 70 across. That is 10 more than my usual, because usually for an arm I do 60 across, because I do want it to be just a little bit more oversized than undersized, because I did the same thing for the front and the back. Usually I do 80, and I just added an extra 10 stitches. I was thinking about doing 60 because I'm like, oh, like it'll be less work, it'll be easier. And I'm like, you know what? It might get to the point where I don't like it and it doesn't fit well, then all that work is wasted. I'd rather it be a little bit big than a little bit too small. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna do a full sweater or just a short sleeve. I think it just all depends. I'm just gonna have to see how it's gonna fit.
One day later.
Long sleeves. It's gonna be long sleeves. I think it will fit better as long sleeves, where if it was short sleeves, I just feel like it would stick out weird. Where long sleeves, I can put like a really chunky cuff at the end and make it like look better. I also want to steam it and see if it can like give it a little bit more flow. I sometimes don't know what I'm looking at anymore, and I get kind of disoriented because I've been doing the same stitch for 3 weeks. 3 weeks I have been only crocheting this. It's getting to me. So again, the pattern said it was a short sleeve top, and I decided to make things more difficult for myself. I would like to get this sleeve done today, and then tomorrow I can start the second sleeve, and then Wednesday I can finish that sleeve and then put it all together and start the ribbing. Honestly, I am looking forward to ribbing right now. It's a fun stitch. I love the stitch. The project's great. My eyes hurt from looking at it too much. Totoro, what are you doing? I'm crocheting, and this little baby saw the end of my cord, and she kept pawing over here because she kept thinking it was over. It's not over there anymore, you little cutie. I think she's upset that she hasn't been on camera in a bit, and she knows she's the star, and I haven't had her in my last 2 videos because they weren't really crochet type of videos, and so I think she's angry because she didn't get to be in them. Don't put your paws there. Oh no. Totoro. Okay, this is where I am right now for the second sleeve, which is so funny because if I was doing the exact pattern, like the pattern says, I probably would be done. Actually, I would have been done yesterday because the sleeve I did, the first sleeve is twice the size. Anyways, I just ran out of both balls of yarn that I have. Still have these, so now I'm going to take a break and I'm going to just ball these up because I need a break because I can't look at this anymore. I've been doing the same stitch for 3 weeks, but I'm almost done. This project is slowly destroying me. It's gotten to me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put a t-shirt on, I'm gonna pin this thing together, and I'm gonna try it on and see how far I actually have to go for the sleeve. I hope it's okay. Here's the thing, I am so happy that I like wearing high-rise pants because then that means my sweaters don't have to be as long. Whereas if I was wearing like low-rise, which I will never do. I'm not going back to low rise or mid rise. I'm not doing it. Then all my sweaters would have to be a little bit longer. So thank goodness for high rise pants. Okay, I've pinned it together. I don't think that sleeve is going to be long enough. I'm panicking. I'm panicking right now. Ooh, that's a big opening. Okay, this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go look in the mirror for a second. This is really open. I did not think that this should be as open as it is. A little nervous, but I am going to be doing, I think, ribbing. I was thinking about doing the collar that was in the pattern, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. The length, you can kind of see the length. This is perfect. I'm going to be adding ribbing on the bottom of this. The sleeve, however, I think it's a little short because I do want a cuff, but I'm like pulling it down, and when I pull it down, it does move down a bit, but I've had that in the past where I'm like, well, I'll just pull it down and it will be fine, and then it's not. I think I'm gonna have to add a few more rows onto that, just because like when I put my arm down, you can't really see it, but like there's a lot of space there. I don't know how I like this opening. It's really, really open, which I was not anticipating. I'm gonna do ribbing and like really cinch it in, I guess. Gonna finish the second sleeve that I'm working on right now. I'm gonna get that sleeve done, knowing that I have to go this far, and then I'm gonna go and hop back onto this one and do it again. Now here's the thing, I could just wait, sew it together, and then maybe like add more stitches, but the only problem with that is that this is actually where I started and this is where I end, so if I have to add length, I gotta add it up here and go this way. Like in my head, I'm thinking, oh, I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done for Saturday. And then I'm like, wait, you also have to edit this whole video for Sunday. What have I gotten myself into? Just like standing here and just like wearing it, it's not as heavy and as dense as I thought it would be, so that's good. And I'm wearing a shirt underneath. A lot of stuff has to happen with this shirt in the next 3 days. I did it. I got one sleeve completely done. I think I ended up doing 60 rows, so 30 rows of each color. I am so tired, but now I have to finish this sleeve. So I have to take all these pins out For this one, I have to do 5 more rows of each because I have 25 and I need a total of 30. If this was the pattern, then I would have followed, could have cut that in half, and that would have been my 2 sleeves. But no, gotta make things difficult for myself. But also I do want a sweater, and I had the idea of having a sweater, and I think I'd be upset with myself if it wasn't a sweater. So anyways, I'm gonna finish this sweater. What is it, Totoro? Why are you yelling? It's because I'm not giving you any attention? I have to finish. I'm on the last row, Totoro. Can I please finish it? Ma'am! Ma'am! Totoro, I'm so close to being done. It's done. It's done. I can cut it now. Yeah, I just had to like stop doing anything for like a while because my hands hurt and I was so tired. It is together. It is together. It's really dark in my room right now. I do want to say I am really happy that I did make these longer. I'm also really glad that I made this, I think 70 chains across, because I was originally going to do 60 because there's more space here. If I didn't have that, it'd be very tight and I think it'd be very uncomfortable. But I really do like the fit of it right now. I just kind of wanted to try it on just to see how, you know, I'm going to have to make all the ribbing now. I think I'm gonna start the ribbing on the bottom first because that's gonna take me the longest, and then I'll do the sleeves, and then I'll do this up here. But I think for the most part it's not looking too bad. I just have to start the ribbing now. I don't have to crochet with that little hook anymore, okay? Because it was hurting my hands. I get to use my normal fancy hook again, which I'm so excited for. I do want to steam it and I want to block it out hopefully tomorrow night because I want it to be done by tomorrow night. So that's the plan, is just working on the ribbing for the next 2 days. I just tried it on. I'm like, great, get to do the cuffs now. And you know what I realized? I don't know what color I'm going to use. I don't know what color. I don't know if I should do it orange or if I should do it brown. This sweater has brown cuffs. Closest brown I can get. Okay. I like how the brown looks. But here's the thing. I thought I was originally going to do orange, and that's why I have the first row that I ever did was orange, thinking I was going to do it orange, and now I don't know. This sweater here, and I don't know if y'all remember, this is my very first sweater that I ever crocheted, and I don't know how I did it. I don't know why I thought that this was a good idea to start off with, because it's, oh, look who's coming. Well, hi, Totoro. She just knows. Really? Really? Really, Totoro? She knows when I'm filming, and she knows when she has to be the center of attention. How about you sit? No. You can't sit there. Totoro, don't yell at me. Anyways, it's the only cuff. Totoro, this isn't about you. Seriously, Totoro? Seriously, Totoro? Look at her. I'm sorry. It's not the same orange. Again, that's not the same brown. Are you serious, ma'am? I cannot believe you right now. Right on what I need to film. Unless you're gonna help and pick out a color, Totoro. No, she's making biscuits on my crochet stuff. Don't make biscuits on my crochet stuff. I love you. She's sitting on every single project possible. Every single one. I just want to get this done. And Totoro, look at her. She's like, whatever. I'm thinking brown. I really like the idea of brown. I also have more brown than orange yarn, so I really don't want to have to buy any more yarn, and I'm less likely to run out of the brown yarn than the orange yarn. So I'm gonna go with brown. Totoro, are you okay with that decision? I love the orange, but I feel like when I look at this, that's all I see is orange, so I think doing all of the, you know, ribbing and stuff in brown will look good. And if I don't like it, then I'll take it apart, but I think I will like it. I got the bottom ribbing done, and I am really glad I did go with the brown. Originally thought I was gonna go with the orange, but just the way this brown looks, it looks so good. I really like that. If we're going for grandma's couch, it's like the skirt of the couch, right? I think I am gonna start the cuffs today because I'm not that tired and I kind of want to see how they look. I got one cuff done. I got the bottom done. This is where I'm going to stop for the night. So tomorrow I have to work on the second cuff, which I haven't done yet, second cuff, and I have to work on this part up here. I'm so close to everything just being done, but it is looking really good, and I am very happy that I did go with the brown. I know I already mentioned that over here, but I really like how the brown cuff looks. I also feel like I probably could have made the brown cuff a little bit more like cinched in. It is what it is. I'm not caring anymore. I'm very tired. Right now, I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna watch some TV. It is Friday. It is 5:30 p.m. I'm back at it again. Kind of wish I would have started this a little bit earlier, but I was doing a lot of editing for this video. Even though I'm not done the video, I was already editing it. We're gonna finish this cuff and we're gonna do the neckline today. Also, reviewing the footage and seeing the neckline, it doesn't actually look that bad. So I think I'm okay. I just quickly wanted to show you what it looked like before I steam blocked it. I feel like right here is really tight, and I'm really glad I did do more stitches this way. Otherwise it would have been very uncomfortable. I think the collar probably could have been a little bit more tighter, and maybe in the future I'll change it, but not now. I'll weave in the end and then I'll block it. Almost done blocking and weaving in the ends, but then it's done. Okay, I have it all pinned and stretched out, and now with the steamer, which I filled it with water, I really want this steamed out, especially like the sides here where I connected. They're really kind of chunky, so I really just want to like get that steam in there. I can already see the difference in this. Totoro was watching me the whole time while I was doing that. Weren't you, Totoro? So I'm just gonna let this sit overnight, and hopefully it creates a little bit more stretch where I need it to be. What you doing, Totoro? Should you be sleeping on that? No, you shouldn't be. Look how cute, Totoro. Totoro, I would appreciate it if you did not step on that right now. After 3 weeks and 48 hours of crocheting, it's done. If there was a project that was gonna break me, it's this one. Look at it. It's beautiful. Okay, like remember how I was saying at the beginning of the project that the most boringest, tedious stitches that I don't like doing at the time make the best things? Because I'm gonna be honest, this is probably my favorite sweater, and I love the ripple one. That one was my favorite, but this is my new favorite. It is amazing, and I absolutely love it. And was it worth the excruciating almost 50 hours of crocheting? Absolutely. Would I do it again? I don't know if I'm ready for that. First off, I do want to say that it was a very easy pattern to follow, minus I didn't really follow the pattern correctly just because I just wanted to learn the stitch, and then once I learned the stitch, I kind of just did whatever I wanted. You know, I'm not the best at following instructions, okay? I learn what I need to learn and then I just do it. And that is what I did for this. I love this. It's so gorgeous. Again, it's the back. Do you see where I made that mistake? Where's that mistake? I don't know. It's somewhere. I do want to say that I am very, very, very happy that I went with the long sleeves, okay? I saw the long sleeves as the vision, and then I did it, and like, it's beautiful. And like, yes, sure, like you see like a little bit of lines and stuff where I attached it. I don't care. It looks good. Like, my vision was the long sleeves. When I saw this, okay, here's the thing. When the pattern was first like released, I had the idea that yes, I was going to do short sleeves. That was the idea. And then when fall was kind of coming around, I'm like, you know what? I should do long sleeves. And then when I was kind of working with it, this was seeming a little bit chunky. I'm like, oh, maybe I should do short sleeves. Like, how is it going to be as a long sleeve sweater? And then I just threw caution to the wind, and I was like, I'm going to do long sleeves regardless if it works out or not. And it 100% worked out. And part of that working out was steaming the heck out of it, okay? I put my steamer on turbo mode, and I was melting this. In a sense, it wasn't melting, but that's what steam does, is that it like does something to the fibers that makes it a little bit more looser, okay? And while I was steaming it, I did notice it kind of like doing some stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't think it should be moving that freely, but it's fine. I really had to steam this though. So like right here, you can kind of see that is where I stitched it together, and I stitched it together down here. That's where I had to put that turbo mode on for steaming because I needed to get that to be a lot less chunky, and it definitely did. Like, I don't even feel it. And like, look at it. Look at how like flowy this is. This is flowy. This is what I wanted in the sweater. And honestly, it did turn out exactly how I wanted it to turn out. Yarn wise, if I would have followed the pattern, I would have only needed to use 2 skeins of each color. But because I did sleeves and I did ribbing on the bottom, ribbing on the sleeves, and I did this type of collar instead of like the Peter Pan collar, which I love that collar. Okay, like don't get me wrong. Maybe I'll remake this in the springtime with short sleeves. Maybe, because it was a really nice pattern. That would be nice, because I don't think I'd be as hectic as doing it, because I know I wouldn't have to do long sleeves. I know I wouldn't have to do ribbing on the bottom, which I might do anyways. No. I'm not thinking about doing it again right now. I just finished it. Technically, yes, I did need to use all 3 of them, like all 6, I guess, skeins of yarn. The last skein of each color, I think I only used like a little bit of each. More brown. I used a lot of the brown. I almost used the entire brown of the 3rd one because of the ribbing, right? Like I needed more brown than that. I also attached everything in the brown yarn. This was a doozy, okay? This project is not for the faint of heart. If you have the time and the willpower, then you can do this project. Again, it was a doozy. I did like it though. And I will admit that her patterns are a little bit more complex, but they're beautiful. Remember, I did this pattern by her, the green top, and that one took a lot out of me, but it turned out gorgeous and I absolutely loved it. And I still love it. I just forgot I owned it because, you know me, I'm all over the place. This video was very chaotic, and you probably can hear it in my voice of like exhausted I was towards the end. But yesterday I got the ribbing done. I sewed in all the ends, and then I steamed it overnight, and this is how it turned out, and it turned out perfect, and I absolutely love it. And I love this yarn, and I definitely want to use this yarn for more projects because it is just such a nice acrylic yarn. The last time that I used a really skinny crochet hook was like maybe 2-3 years ago. The aluminum hooks from Michael's, and back then my hand would get sore a little bit, but I didn't really think anything of it. And then when I moved over to furls and my BWA wood turning hook, and they have like the chunkier handles, that pain kind of went away, and I'm like, okay, did not think anything of it until I had to do this project. And I know Tunisian Crochet probably hurts my hand just a little bit more just because of the more movements I have to do, but also the little tiny hook was so hard to like hold on to. Like I was gripping it and my hand started hurting. I'm really glad that I can go back to my normal crochet hooks. Overall, 10 out of 10. I'm gonna give this project a 10 out of 10. It is very rare that I give a 10 out of 10 of a project. It's always like a 9 out of 10 or whatever, and I could give it a 9 out of 10 because it did take a really long time and it hurt my eyes after a while. But you know what? How it turned out, 10 out of 10. This is my new favorite sweater now, okay? It was a labor of love. I'm gonna admit, if Just the Worsted puts out more Tunisian patterns, I will probably buy them and I will make them because I know that they're gonna turn out beautiful in the end, even if I don't follow the pattern precisely. Absolutely love how this turned out. I think that does it for this video. I'm really excited to just be done with it, even though I love it. I'm excited to be done with it and excited to start my next project because that one I'm really excited for. But yeah, that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.